Hey, good evening. Welcome, everyone. Not sure if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, unmute yourself and let me know you can hear me. Please and thank you. If you're on the Zoom, let's see what we got. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let's see. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get started, man. So, thank you, everybody, for jumping on. Everybody who sees this, make sure you like it, share it, and tag somebody. Let them know what we're doing. And tune in, guys. This is our Monday night call every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going live talking about money, y'all. Keeping that bag. Anybody out there want to keep the bag? Anybody out there want to keep the bag? No, I do. So, it's not going to be a long call, but I am going to answer questions. So, I'm going to hang on and answer any questions that are out there. Make sure you do me a favor once again. Drop your city and your state. Like, share, and tag. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if it's your first time, on the call or your first time seeing this on this platform, make sure you drop a number one. If you've seen or been on this platform before, drop a number two, and we're gonna make it real easy like that. Okay, real simple. Feel free to drop any questions in the chats. I'll go back and check them out later on. But it's going to be a two-part right now, okay? This is a two-part. One thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about some strategies or sharing some strategies with you that can help you to improve your personal finances. Okay, we got somebody out of Rock Hill. That's what's up. Thanks for jumping on. Some strategies that's going to help you improve your personal finances. But also we're going to be talking about personal credit tonight. So we're training on personal credit tonight. Personal credit. So give me 1 second as I get one more platform together. And I want you guys to be in a position to take some notes. Okay. You'll also be able to see this again on our National Business Builders website. And we're going to introduce ourselves here in a minute. But you'll be able to see this, not on the website, excuse me, our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see this replay on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to it. You can find us under National Business Builders, National BB LLP is our website, and you can find our YouTube there. Also, at the end, I'm going to share it with you as well, so you can actually lock in and get some of this information. So we share this information all the time on our other platform or platforms. And the whole idea is to help people not just to get the bag. Getting the bag is not a problem. It's easy to get the bag. Getting the bag ain't the problem. It's keeping the bag, okay? Keeping the bag is the issue. And I want to share some known and possibly unknown facts with you. Uncle Sam will pay you to run a home-based business. So my name is Eric, and we have...
I'm Dio.
And we are owners of National Business Builders, LLP. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina, and we share business and financial education. As a matter of fact, National Business Builders, our mission is to help business owners to focus on building their business, both personal and business finances, and to understand and educate themselves in their business building journey. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. There's no surprise. There's no secret that there are hundreds of millions of people in this country that are living paycheck to paycheck. The problem is that there are not a lot of people who can there's not a lot of people who can admit to living paycheck to paycheck. Okay? They can't admit to living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not sure. You said the screen is blurry. Can you jump on real quick and see what it looks like? Y'all give me a second. Let me see if I can clean this up a little bit, okay? I'm streaming through 2 platforms, by the way. I'm actually streaming through Zoom, through my StreamYard, okay? I'm streaming through Zoom through my StreamYard since my Zoom will only allow me to do to my YouTube. So I'm trying to see if I can make this work. If I can't make it work, then I'm just gonna stop the StreamYard and the YouTube altogether. But you're coming through. I don't know if you're coming through on YouTube or on Zoom. Collective, are you coming through YouTube or are you coming on Zoom? Because that may be why. Because it's streaming through 2. Plus unfortunately, I'm at the office and my internet has been acting up. So I'm gonna pause for a minute, y'all. Make sure I can get this as clear as we can get it. So as you guys jump on, do me a favor, like I said, drop the city and state, like, share, and tag. If you want to know what we're talking about tonight, we're talking about money and how to keep the bag. How to keep the bag. Everybody talks about getting the bag. People talk about securing the bag, but we're going to show you how to truly keep the bag. Okay. I got D in the back. She's going to log on to see how it looks on her screen. So y'all give us a quick second. Promise we won't keep you more than an hour. It won't go over an hour. Huh? Okay. So I guess it was the internet. It could be the internet. So sorry about that. Just be mindful that we are dealing with some different conditions. So just be patient with us. So once again, Eric and D, National Business Builders. We also own a company, the Blanks Spot Sublimation Blanks Supply Store. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina, and we're talking about how Uncle Sam will pay you to run a home-based business. So let's go ahead and go with this thing. Now, if you have hung out with us before, you heard some of this information, it's not going to be new to you. It's not going to be foreign to you. But if you're new to the information, you're just new to the information. Just take some notes, guys. And if you have any questions, like I said, hold tight. We're going to be answering those questions. What the Social Security Administration says about retirement. The Social Security Administration says that out of every 100 people to reach the age of 65, that by the age of 65, 36 of them die before they can draw their benefits. That's unfortunate, y'all. 54 of them end up in a rest home or dependent on loved ones, somebody else taking care of them. After living that long and working that hard, they end up in a rest home. 5 of them are still working a full-time job. 4 of them are financially stable, but only one of them, guys, is financially free. And what does that look like? A lot of people have their own ideas about financial freedom, but we're going to talk about that in its entirety and what it actually looks like. Okay. We're going to talk about that and what it actually looks like. So here's the thing, right? The struggle is real for those who are struggling. But I'm a firm believer, and I've learned to understand that the struggle is not real. It's just the lack of information that we have that keeps us struggling. Also, the lack of education that we have, or understanding how to do our research is what keeps us struggling. So in essence, the struggle really ain't real. It's all about how we actually look at that struggle. Okay. 80% of Americans who work a job, they live paycheck to paycheck. You can go check the stats out. Okay. 80% of people who work a job live paycheck to paycheck. For them, the struggle is real. When we learn how to stop doing things that our mothers did, that our fathers did, that our grandparents did, we just used to doing it that way. When we stop learning how to do stuff like that and start educating ourselves on how to do things that's going to improve our situation, the struggle will stop being real. But it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much money you make, whether you're making 5 figures a month or whether you're making 8 figures a year. It doesn't matter. Everybody has the same financial challenges. Okay. So the first thing we got to do is understand why we go to work. A lot of people don't know that. Everybody has 2 financial objectives that we must meet, and we must meet them today. The first financial objective is to take care of our current lifestyle. Keeping a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on the table. That has to happen today. And we do that by going to work or by working a business. But simultaneously, we have to take care of our future lifestyle. And that means that we have to earn enough money today so that when we can no longer work, no longer want to work, that we have enough money invested in a vehicle, whether it's a business, whether it's investment property, whether it's the stock market, whatever the case may be. We've got to have enough money invested in a investment vehicle so it can keep on paying us. Because no matter how much debt we eliminate, no matter how much we get out of debt, no matter, we still need cash flowing into our household because we're going to always have bills. We may be out of debt, but we always going to have bills. So those are our two objectives, our current lifestyle and our future lifestyle. And the problem is a lot of people are not meeting those two objectives. A lot of people are barely meeting the first one to keep the roof over the head. But many people are not meeting both objectives. So we all face the same financial challenges. The first one, right? First financial challenge is inflation. Now, inflation usually doubles every 20 years, okay? But last year, at the half of last year, we saw inflation take a huge hike. It went up to almost 10%, and it took some people out. It took a lot of business owners out because it went up so high, and business owners did not know how to combat inflation. They didn't understand inflation going from 3% to 8.7%. They didn't understand how to deal with it. Okay. So that's the first challenge. The next challenge is high taxes. High taxes takes approximately 25 to 33% or 25 to 30% of our income. Okay. A lot of people don't understand that, but there's something that you can do about it. But that is how it works. Okay. That's us living in a time or doing things normally that everybody else is doing. Debt is the third challenge, and debt is brought about by high taxes. A lot of people don't know, and I want you to analyze this. Debt is brought about by high taxes. How does that matter? Well, if we didn't have to pay, or if we knew how to lower our taxes, then we probably wouldn't be in as much debt, whether it's student loan debt, whether it's car loans or mortgages, whatever the case, credit cards, whatever the case. There's a lot of people who are drowning in debt because of high taxes, and that takes the second 1/3 of your income. Okay, second 1/3 of your income. So now, because people have high debt, what happens is we end up with poor credit. As a matter of fact, probably right now, it's a little over 68 million people in this country have poor credit. They're working jobs. They're making their ends meet. Some people even think because they're paying their bills on time that they're not doing bad. But you got to understand, do you want just enough or do you want an abundance? Poor credit. 68 million Americans have poor credit, okay? And that's due to a couple of things, either not understanding how credit works, overspending, or losing income and not being able to pay your bills. Now, the last challenge is big business. Big business takes the final 1/3 of our money. There's a holiday in every month of the year. And if you don't understand this, let me break it down for you so it can forever be broken. Even if there's not a holiday, there's something that's being celebrated that's going to encourage us to spend our money. Think about it. January, New Year's. Today is MLK. We're celebrating. Somebody's got a sale right now. You have February, Valentine's Day, probably President's Day as well, I think. March, you're talking about spring break, but you also have St. Patrick's Day. April, you're talking about Easter. May, Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day, Memorial Day. June is Father's Day, and then they added Juneteenth. July is Independence Day, but you have to ask yourself, are we financially independent? Something to think about. August, there's no holidays, but kids are going back to school. And because they're going back to school, here goes big business. Once again, they're saying, hey, here's an opportunity to get some of y'all's money. September's Labor Day. Okay. October, we have, I think it's Columbus Day. We have Halloween, all other types of small observances. November, we have Veterans Day. We have Brown Thursday, which is something that came out a couple of years back where we shopping on Thursday. We have Black Friday, Business Saturday. We have Savings Sunday, and then Cyber Monday. Going on to December, you're talking about and I know this may not sound sexy to people. I know this may not sound attractive to people, but it doesn't sound attractive, and people are still living paycheck to paycheck, spending their money, falling victim to these things. December, you're talking about Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then you're talking about New Year's Eve, and it just rolls back around. Now, I didn't even mention the birthdays. I didn't mention the anniversaries. I didn't mention graduation. I didn't mention any of those other special things that big business capitalizes on to get our money, to get us to spend money through sales, through marketing. Okay. So those are some of the things that these are some of the challenges that everybody faces. The question is, which side of this thing are you on? We have to understand that this is a capitalistic society. And whether we agree with it or not, capitalism is alive and well in this country. So the key to being successful financially is money management. Before you can actually begin to manage your money, you have to know where your money is going. Before you can actually begin to manage your money, you have to understand that you can't manage a portion of your money. Most people believe that budgeting is the key. Most financial gurus and financial strategists talk about living below your means and cutting back, but you can only cut back so much. You have to understand that people need more income. They need actually more cash flow. Income is the amount of money that you signed up to make from your job or the revenue that you're making from your business. But cash flow is the amount of money that you have left over after all of your expenses are paid. So people need more money. We know that, okay? So the thing of it is, when a person has a job, here's a solution. Why don't you consider correcting your W-4? Talked about that today. Correcting that W-4 can increase your take-home pay substantially, okay? 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 80% of Americans are overpaying taxes, and 80% of Americans have their W-4s filled out incorrectly. So imagine that you correct that W-4, you no longer get that refund 14 months later, but you're living a better life. You have an emergency fund now. You're able to go on vacation. If you have a business, you can shift that money back towards your business. If you have some debts, you can actually start to get a plan to pay that debt off. Those are some things that you can think about. Okay. Now, also, minimizing unnecessary expenses is going to increase your cash flow as well. Minimizing unnecessary expenses. Taking a look at what type of memberships you have right now. If you're at work all day, 12, 14 hours, to include traffic and commuting, then why do we have $200 in satellite cable bills? I know people come right back and say, well, I got the Fire Stick. That's cool. What else are we throwing money away on? Maybe we're eating out, overly eating out. Maybe we're overly shopping. We have to understand that money management is a discipline. And if we're going to build some type of wealth, we got to first create some type of discipline, okay? Debt management is another important tool and factor to getting our finances together. There's a lot of people who don't understand debt management, okay? That was one thing that we talked about as one of the challenges that we face, that excessive debt that we have. As we learn how to manage our debt by understanding how to pay it down, as we understand how interest works, interest is something that is given to us. It's just automatically given to us when we get credit. Credit is debt. And interest is the penalty that we pay for the right to own something in advance that we either can't afford right now or we choose not to pay for right now because we don't understand how money works. Then better credit. As we understand how to improve our credit, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Our focus tonight is the credit. As we understand how to improve our credit with credit education, we can actually learn how to repair, build, and maintain our credit. I want you to understand something. As your credit gets better, you can go and you can readjust, or you can go and refinance things and your interest rates will come down. But the first thing you have to understand about the credit is nobody can fix your credit but you. And in order to fix your credit, we have to fix our finances. In order to fix our finances, we got to fix the way that we think about money. Simple as that, okay? So how we get our money, how we earn our money, it really matters. How we earn our money, it matters. There's 3 different sections I'm going to talk about real quick, okay? The first one is the W-2 employee. Now, when I call these numbers out, a W-2 is nothing more than a tax code. That's how your money is taxed. W-2s are taxed at the highest rate. W-2s are taxed at the highest rate. What does that mean and what does that look like? Usually, somebody who has a job is taxed, depending on how much they make, on average 25 to 33%. Okay, that's just a number. It's a number that's out there. 25 to 33%. Imagine earning $100,000 and getting taxed $33,000. It's real. It happens. Okay, it happens. So people have to understand that when they decide to work a job only, not saying not to go work a job, but when people decide to work a job only and they have no other source of income to show them how to lower their taxes, they are working, they're getting taxed, and then they're getting paid. You got to pay the piper first, okay? Now, once you understand that and you learn how to do what we talked about on the previous slide, managing your money, then you can learn how to go from just a W-2 employee to a 1099 business owner. Once again, another tax code. That's how your money is taxed. 1099s are taxed at a lesser rate or a lower rate, okay? Anywhere between 18 to 23%. Now, it may not seem like it's a lot, but 18% versus 25%, that's 7% less. That's a huge deal. Their business is going to go to work. Their business is going to pay all of their business expenses, and then they get taxed on whatever they have left over. This is a strategy that business owners have been using for years. Corporate America has been doing this for years. Wealthy people have been doing this for years. It's the people who have been taught and conditioned to go to school, make good grades, get a good job, are the ones that don't understand this and don't want to accept it. Oh man, I'm making a lot of money. Oh, I make 6 figures. I'm a high income earner. No, what you are is a high taxpayer. That's what you are. And if you don't have a strategy in place to legally lower your taxes to the legal lowest limit, what ends up happening is you're going to stay on that wheel and keep on going for the next advancement, the next raise, the next pay hike, because we don't understand how to keep our money, okay? But that business has to work. That business is going to pay taxes based off of what that business has left over, okay? So you got to ask yourself, would you rather be taxed at a higher tax rate or would you rather be taxed at a lower tax rate? That's a real simple question. If you could legally lower your taxes to the legal lowest limit today, starting today, January 16th, would you prefer to be taxed at a higher tax rate because your chest is puffed out and it's showing that you're making a lot of money? How many times have you heard people say, I had to pay a lot of taxes because I made a lot of money? No, you had to pay a lot of taxes because you didn't have enough deductions. There's a difference. There's a difference between making up too much money or making a lot of money and not having enough deductions. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Any tax professional that says, hey, the reason you owe taxes is because you made too much money. Well, if I made too much money, then why am I still working? Doesn't make sense, right? So that's the thing about positioning yourself. You have to have a strategy to legally lower your taxes. And a business is a strategy to help you legally lower your taxes. There's 475 tax deductions out there for business owners, so on and so forth. So if that's something that you are currently engaged in, a business, and you're really on the fence about whether I should keep my business or not, I'm telling you, if you have a business, you're in the best situation that you can ever be in right now, okay? Now, what we're going to be talking about tonight is credit, personal credit, and what you need to know about your personal credit. Now, I apologize for everybody who's seeing this on YouTube in advance and Facebook. I apologize in advance because I'm streaming, because I'm bringing this platform through StreamYard and the way that my slides are set up, some of the words may be close together, so I apologize in advance. But I'm gonna go ahead and read these. First thing we're gonna talk about are the 5 C's, the 5 C's of credit. Okay, the 5 C's of credit and what that looks like: character, collateral, capacity, capital, and conditions. The 5 C's of credit. This is a system that weighs the 5 characteristics of the borrower and the conditions of the loan. Okay, this is how they look at you when they get ready to loan you money or consider loaning you money. The financial institution wants to estimate the chance of them losing their money. How big of a risk are you? Character is determined by your credit history. If you look at your credit history right now, and if you look at your credit score, is it giving out the vibes? Is it giving out the vibes that you want to give? That's a quick question. Is your credit score telling the story about you that you wanted to tell? Capacity, that's your ability to repay that loan, the debt to income ratio. Collateral, assets, any assets being used to secure that loan. Capital, a borrower's personal investment in that project. And then condition, it includes the factors of the loan, or the purpose of the loan, like the interest rate. Okay. So is your credit score giving off I'm responsible vibes? Or is your credit score giving off, hey, I made some bad decision vibes and I need to fix it? Either way, we need to learn how to maintain our credit score and our credit report. Okay. So here's some facts about credit. Everybody is interested in credit. 68 million people have poor credit. 40 million more people have an error on their credit report. And in 2018, and I'm going to go back further than that, but in 2018, the credit industry was a $3 billion industry. Now, that means that credit repair specialists, fast talkers, network marketing companies that fixed your credit for you, okay, or even sold you credit repair, they made $3 billion. They were in that industry. That means your money is worth money. Your credit is worth money. 79% of the people who disputed the errors, they were successful in removing them. So that's a up. That's great. Everybody wants good credit, whether they want to purchase a home, a car, they want to refinance some things, lower their interest rates, whatever the case. They may want their kids to get in school, whatever the case, okay? Now, let's talk about what the best credit score is. Several credit scores out there. People want to say what's the best and what's not the best. Best credit score is 800 to 850. 800 to 850. But I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for an 850 credit score, you're going to have some debt. You're going to have to be using that credit score, okay? Excellent credit score is 750 to 799. A good credit score is 700 to 749. I don't know where you are, but I'm finna tell you right now, it's a lot of people right here in the fair credit score area, and they think that they are good. 650 to 699. Okay, 650 to 699. Poor credit is 600 to 649, and that's when a lot of the subpar lending goes on. A lot of the buy here, pay here, a lot of rent to own, rental centers, things like that. I know because me and my wife went through that when we were going through early, did not understanding how credit works, and there was a lot of buy here, pay here, and a lot of rent to owns. So they take advantage of you. Excuse me, high interest rates and things like that, and you're kind of at their mercy because you have poor credit. And then bad credit is 300 to 599. Now, people joke and laugh about, they got 3-digit credit score. Look, the lowest score that you can even have is a 300. That's the lowest credit score that you can have. That's somebody who has nothing or just bad credit. They have 300. Okay. But the great thing about it is with this information and education that we share, you can actually build your credit score. Okay. So that means that there's 550 available points. If somebody's starting at 300, 550 plus 300 is 850. So let's go. Payment history. And I talked about this. I was live today and I talked about this. There's 5 factors to your credit score: payment history, credit utilization, credit history, new credit, and credit mix. 5 factors. Once again, payment history, which is worth 35 points of your score, is 192.5 max points. Points, right? Credit utilization, 30% of your credit score, 165 max points. Credit history, that's your length of credit history. 15% of your score. That's 82.5 max points. If you're taking notes, now is the time to write this thing down. New credit and credit mix are both 10% of your score, and they're worth 55 max points. Okay, let's talk about each one of them. Here's a solution to payment history, the solution that every credit repair specialist or credit repair agency does. They're going to dispute. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get their letters and they're going to dispute. And unfortunately, some of them are going to talk you into committing a crime by saying that your identity was stolen. Okay, some of them are going to convince you to wipe all of your payment history away. Whole nother conversation for another time. But the solution is 4 things, 4 letters. Okay, there's more letters out there, but the 4 letters that they use: the debt validation letter, the method of verification, the violation of your Fair Credit Reporting Act rights letter, and the intent to litigate. The debt validation letter, basically, you have to pull your credit report, and you're going to highlight everything on there that looks bad, okay? Anything that was delinquent. You're going to highlight it, and then you're going to write this letter. You're going to say, hey, you know what, to the credit bureaus, hey, I need you to verify that this is my debt, okay? Verify that this is my debt. Hey, y'all double tap if you're getting some value. Verify that this is my debt. Once you do that, they're going to come back to you and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, this is your debt, and we verified it, okay? The next thing is you got to say, hey, you know what? Don't just stop there. What's the method that you use to verify it? The method of verification. Do you have a contract that I used to have with my signature on it? How did you verify that this is my debt? If they come back and say, yeah, here's the contract, hey, you stuck with it, okay? But if they do not come back and say this is your debt, then we verify it, they are violating your rights, and by law, they have to remove that debt. Now, this is a time-sensitive thing, okay? Each letter has a time to be responded by, okay? Now, if they don't do that and you send them that letter saying that you're violating my rights, you need to remove it, and they don't remove it, you have an option to send them the intent to litigate. That means I intend to take you to court. Now, I want you to understand something. If that is truly your debt, forget about it. Because if it's your debt, you can't take them to court in a court of law and the judge asks you, is that your debt? What you gonna do, lie? Move on to the next thing to remove, okay? You cannot control your payment history. What happened in the past, and that's it, all right? But there's some other letters that you can use to help your situation out. 79%, remember, 79% of the people who disputed these errors, they got them off, okay? They got them off. Maybe it's an address error. Maybe it's a name error. Maybe it's, an error with the amount, okay? Disputed. But please, before you say that I was my identity was stolen, before you wipe all your payment history away, please consider this. Take your time to learn how to repair and build and maintain your credit, because it didn't get like this overnight. The next one is credit utilization. Credit utilization. Solution. Pay your debt down. Imagine how much better your credit would be if you could pay your bills. I know that sounds crazy, because a lot of people that probably hear this are going to say, you know what, if it was that easy, it'd be that easy. Well, it is that easy. It's that easy after the fact, but it's that easy. Pay down revolving debt. Credit utilization accounts for 30% of our credit score, and it talks about our revolving debt. So you want to learn how to manage and then eliminate your debt. You want to increase your credit limits. That's something that you can do. You can ask to have your credit limits increased. That can actually take your debt to income ratio down, okay? And then you can try to open up new credit accounts. That can actually help. But before you do that, I want you to take this into consideration. Before you can eliminate your debt, you have to remember that you cannot get out of debt with the same income that you currently have. If you don't have any, if your income does not increase or your cash flow does not increase, it's going to be harder to get out of debt. So you have to learn how to increase your cash flow by minimizing your expenses, by lowering your taxes, that's going to increase your cash flow. And now you have additional money to go ahead and start paying debt down. Okay. You'd be surprised how much your credit score will go up if your debt is paid. Okay. Once again, that's 165 points. And credit utilization, even though it's less percentages and less points than the payment history, credit utilization is more important than payment history, because you can't control payment history, but you can control how much debt you're in. All right. Next thing is credit history. That is 15%. The solution is real simple. Find an authorized user. Ask a relative or a friend with a good credit card history to become an authorized user. You don't need the credit card. You don't need the credit card. All you need is their account history. So you want to ask somebody who's solid. I'm not talking about somebody who's wishy-washy with their bills. You want to ask somebody who's solid, who has a solid account that they can add you to, who has a low balance, okay? And they are maintaining that balance or maintaining the payment history, okay? That's what you want to do. Like I said, you want to inherit their history. They're not going to inherit your history by signing you on to their or adding them. They're not going to inherit your history by them adding you to their account, but you will inherit their history. So that's how it works, okay? New credit, 55 points, 10%. The solution is real simple. Adding new trade lines. You can do something like a credit builder loan, a self-lender. You can do rental history. A lot of people don't know that. You can do rental history. Secured credit cards work. Some people are now adding their service credit, utility bills, cable bills, and things like that are being reported, and that's helping you out. Okay, so that helps as well. Something to think about. Okay, and then credit mixture. Applying for credit, revolving debt, and installment debt. Now, revolving debt is credit card debt. Okay, that's revolving debt. Installment debt is considered to be something like a car loan or a mortgage. That's installment debt. Now, you don't necessarily have to have both, but it's going to help you with your credit. 55 points may not seem like a lot, but that could be the difference between you having bad credit and poor credit. Poor credit and fair credit. Fair credit and good credit. Y'all get it, right? So an ideal mixture is 3 active revolving to 1 installment, okay? That's the ideal. Now, who out there wants to improve their credit? Somebody out there is looking to improve their credit. They may not have the money to do so. You may not have the money to do so. You may not have the money to pay somebody to prepare your credit. If that's the case, then I'm talking to you. Okay, I'm talking to you, Jesse. I'm talking to you. So, having good credit allows us to pay lower interest rates, and in essence, keep more of our own money. Now, having good credit gives us the ability to leverage somebody else's money. Have y'all ever heard of OPM, other people's money? There are some gurus out there that don't believe in credit. I'm not going to call their names because I've given them too much credit already. But some gurus don't believe in credit. They think you should pay everything in cash. I don't think anybody's really underwriting houses or mortgages for cash right now. I don't think anybody's dropping off $250,000 to $300,000 in a suitcase full of money so you can buy a house. Okay, so credit is important, if nothing else, but for bigger purchases. Cash might be king, but credit is still running the kingdom. Okay, still running the kingdom. So here's the thing: you can actually get access to a do-it-yourself credit repair system today for a one-time payment of $99.95. Okay, yeah, there's an offer. You can actually get access to this for $99.95 one time. You get access to it for 12 months. It's not going to take you 12 months to rebuild and repair your credit, okay? However, you're going to get videos to walk you through it. You're going to get automated dispute letters, an automated dispute letter writer, and you're going to get reestablished credit sources. That's for less than $100. One time you got the system for 12 months. If you decide that you don't want to do that, but you want to create some passive income, you can actually partner. You can actually connect with me and National Business Builders, me and my wife, and you can actually join a membership. Okay, you can join a membership. You can join the membership, and you can actually start today for $19.95. You will get the credit repair system. You'll get record keeping software, debt elimination software. You'll get tax record keeping software. You'll get tax minimization software, learn how to correct your W-4 and all that stuff. And that's going to be $19.95 to start, and then $39.95 30 days later. Okay, that's a special offer. That's a limited time only. So not going to beat you up, but if you want to do that, you got to connect with me. You can message me, get back with me, or get back with the person that shared this video with you so you can get started. That's if you want to learn how to repair your credit and improve your finances. If not, then maybe you can do it on your own. However, there's lots of programs out there that's going to help you to repair your credit, and a lot of them are free. The question is, how much time are you willing to put in? If you're willing to put in 15 minutes a day, 3 days a week, you can repair your credit in 3 to 6 months, because that's all it's really going to take. 15 minutes a day, 3 days a week. That is going to be a part of a sitcom, your favorite show. All right. If you decide to get the membership, I'm going to walk you through and help you to repair your credit. If not, then you're going to be able to get the one-time payment, and you're pretty much on your own, but it's still self-explanatory. Either way, it's a good deal. So, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. We're going to be having more calls like this every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jump on our Zoom call. You can go to nationalbb.net, and sign up for the free Monday night calls, or you can pop on theblanksspot.com, go to our academy and sign up for free. We just talked about ways to improve your personal finances and how to also repair your own credit. Let me ask you guys one question, and one question only. If you had bad credit in 2020 and 2021 was supposed to be your year, and you still got bad credit, what happened? If you had bad credit in 2021 and 2022 was going to be your year, and you still got bad credit, what happened? If you had bad credit in 2022 and 2023 is supposed to be your year, here's the answer right here. All you got to do is put the work in. We're not just going to teach you how to repair your credit, because repairing your credit is not your issue. Repairing the way that we think about money is. My name is Eric, coming in from National Business Builders. D's on the other line back there. But I just want you guys to know that it is possible to live a better financial life. We're not just showing people how to get the bag. We want to show you how to keep the bag, okay? And Jesse, we can help with that as well, okay? So all you got to do is message me, man. That's all you got to do. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Make sure you like, share, tag, subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel on National BB. It's going to be National BB INC. Okay, National BB INC. If you can't find it, you can go to nationalbb.net. nationalbb.net, and you can go to our business page and go and connect to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on the Blanks Spot as well. We got all kind of business going on, man, but we're teaching personal finances and business finance education, and it's important that you understand how to keep the bag in 2023. I see y'all at the top, because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.